Mr. Ranny Duck and welcome back for another video, and today I've got two replays to show you in the tier 10 mercenary medium tank, the Chisel, which of course has had a recent buff to its alpha damage. It has gone from 9.5 seconds base reload to 10.2 seconds, so a slight increase on the reload, but you've changed the alpha from 400 alpha to 430, and on your HE or your HESH rounds 515 to 530. So although you've got the slight increase to reload, it's still a buff because of that high alpha. You don't notice the increase to reload that much. I've got a base reload in this, I got a reload in this build, which you will see at the bottom of the screen, at about 7.44, but then you're just slapping that much harder with a 430, which means when you do get those shots away, you're going to be able to do more damage. And of course, even if you have fantastic DPM, you can't always use it effectively, so having that extra alpha, it certainly is a buff to the Chisel. Now they've changed the alpha on a lot of the 120mm guns, and I'm going to try and get through as many of the recent changes as I can in the upcoming weeks, but the first one I've got for you is in the Chisel. Now the Chisel, I guess, could have done with a little bit of a buff because it's had quite a few nerfs in the past, but there's a lot of other tanks, like the Patterns, the E6s, which really didn't need to be touched at all, or the Chieftain, the E5, in particular. They really could have stayed how they was. I don't think they definitely didn't need the extra alpha. But we're going to try and get through a lot of the changes, in the upcoming weeks, as I say. But the first one we've got for you today is in the Chisel. So we are here on the first map, and we've managed to take the centre ground uncontested, and we've got that for our team, which is good because we've got multiple shots at multiple different areas of the map by having control of the middle. And you can see I've managed to get some, off to a decent start to the game, picking up 1,600 damage, 4 pens and a kill. There's a few heavy tanks down the sort of 7, 8, 9 area. I'm not overly concerned with them at the moment because if they do continue their push down to 6, 7, I'm still in a good position to be able to farm them as they try and cross. So for the moment, at least I'm going to try and maintain this centre ground until, unless the damage dries up and I have to move. I'm not really getting as many shots available to me at the moment, so I'm considering trying to relocate, but I'm trying to be a little bit patient. A Rufus does appear, and we have a slim shot into his cupola, although we do have 310 penetration on our premium APCR rounds. Obviously over distance you will get a drop off with your APCR, and it was always possible pen on this cupola there at distance, but an unlikely one. So it's 12 versus 12, it's an even game, and it doesn't look like the tanks have pushed out of the 7-8 line. And yeah, I'm getting a little bit impatient. Where should I go? I'm just having a little think about this. It's a close game, so I don't want to throw the game. There is an STB1 who, if he pokes up on that hill there, will be able to get a shot. But I'm just keeping an eye on the mini map to see if I do need to relocate. Like I say, at the moment, the pace of the game isn't overly quick, so I've still got an opportunity to get damage. It's still just shy of 60% hit points available to us. I'm going to see if I can try and work an angle or try and spot those tanks up on the hill area by going into low ground, just almost where our MO3 is, to try and extend our vision. But as we come down, we do get detected, so we have to be very careful poking here, but we don't get slapped by a big tank destroyer. And I'm starting to think this is not the play I want to be doing, really. I'm going to consider trying to go down the 7-8 line now and see if we can battle those tanks, which are in that area, because although they haven't pushed, I want to try and get some damage, because like I said, this game's drying up a little bit. But we do spot a full health E75, and he is in a position which we can cover and try and deal with, because there's no enemy artillery, no any fun police in this game, so we don't have to worry about getting shot from the sky, and we should be able to go and kill this E75. We do have support from our friendly tank destroyer here. I want to stop these tanks coming around the back of our friendly tanks. So as we come around, there is also a tier 9 French heavy tank. We try and opt to put a shot for the lower plate. Unfortunately, we don't penetrate there, but we still got all our hit points. We can afford to trade a few here at this point. We put the enemy tier 9 onto potential one shot because our 440 alpha. Go for the finish, but the E75's blocking that, so I opt to kill the E75 instead. Unfortunately, he does get a penetration into us and we damage our ammo rack. so we do have to repair it, and our repair kit is now on reload. But this game is still close, 9 versus 8, and yeah, I haven't had an amazing game so far. 2,100 damage, 2 kills. But like I say, I am pretty much full health, only hitting the one shot off the E75. So I've got a lot of health to try and get involved in this game, but if I want to get more damage out of it, I do need to start pushing. I'm thinking I can come behind this enemy medium here, which is somewhat holding up our team, because he's in a position where he has tanks who can cover him, and he's essentially keeping all our tanks as detected there, because they can't really overpoke to get the shot in. So I'm just going to come round where he wasn't paying attention to this, or wasn't expecting it I should say, and we pick up the kill for our 3rd kill of the game. And I'm going to try and slap one into this enemy Jag Tiger here, which I should be able to through the side, putting us under just shy of 3,000 damage. Unfortunately, I wasn't expecting this enemy Badger to be there. It's got fantastic DPM, so I need to try and get out of dodge. I can't really lose my spot, so I'm going to get behind this wreck here, convenient wreck, so now I can stay hold down to him, and then I can try and get some shots in through his lower plate if possible. But it looks like he's hold down, but as he's turned, he's presented a shot for us, and that's allowed us to pick up our 8 penetration of the game. Still a close game, but we do have the advantage here, the 8 versus 6. The hit points, though, are still fairly even, so we have got to be careful. I'm going to opt to now try and... I don't really like fighting that Badger in a situation where he's hold down. It's just not ideal. I'm thinking maybe I can go around and, and dig him out and just take care of that tank, because he's really kind of stopping us getting to the rest of the damage. So we need to just get rid of this Badger so we can try and progress and try and pick up more damage and try and finish this one strongly. So I'm going to try and go round the left, get round the back of this Badger so I can take him out, or at least keep him hard spotted so our team can shoot him. And he's actually getting shot by a friendly team now, and looks like he's on a 1 shot, which is good news for us, because we can try and come round and finish him off and hopefully pick up our 4th kill of the game. Would be nice. Like I say, he's a potential 1 shot to us because of our 440 alpha. We might low roll, but he is a potential 1 shot here. We come round, can we get the kill? Yes, we can, through the drive wheel, getting our 4th kill of the game, putting us on just shy of 4,000 damage. Still 6 versus 5, still very close, but I might be able to try and take out this Jag Tiger here if I can find the right angle. I think our Jag Tiger, does he get taken out there? Yes, he does. But we might be able to try and go and finish off this Leopard. I wasn't expecting to be there. We put in 1 shot there. He puts 1 into us, but he gets tracked. And also the Leopard has no armour. I'm thinking I might just ram this Leopard here, and then I'll be able to pick up the kill, or he won't be able to kill us as long as I get that 1st shot in. We do. We put him onto a 1 shot. Can we finish him off for our 5th kill of the game? We should be able to, and yeah, we do. We get our 5th kill, putting us on to 5,000 damage, 1,800 block, and 700 assistance. And only the 3 tanks remaining. I'm getting full sent by this medium tank out of nowhere. Annoyingly, I bounced that shot. Thankfully, I have help from my team, though, so he's not going to be able to take us out. And we get our 6th kill of the game in, leaving only 2 tanks remaining, leaving us in a 5 versus 2. I'm going to try and get over as quickly as he can, because I've got the 6 kills now. I'd love to try and, with a bit of luck, pick up a 7th kill, get the Devastator medal, or to try and get some more damage, which would be good. Now, I think the tanks remaining, I think one of them, from memory, is actually a Turan, so I could have had the Hess shells loaded, and we'll be able to, full pen there. Annoyingly, that F3005 was just a second late there to picking up our 7th kill of the game, which was disappointing. But we're going to try and find this enemy Turan here. We are 1 shot to the Turan, which is not great, but we shouldn't lose this game at this point. There he is. We do have to find the enemy tank destroyer. Can we come in and take him out, get a shot into him here? Hopefully we can, but I've got to wait because he is kind of hard aiming us here. We should be able to get a shot in. I don't know why I said it's a Tram, by the way. It's a Ruthless. Very different tanks. But we do get 1 in. We should be able to get the kill shot here. Unfortunately, we don't roll high enough, but our grill finishes him off, and we do get our 6th kill with 6,000 damage. Bring us into replay number 1 with 1 more replay to come. So yeah, we get 6 kills, 6,000 damage, 1,600 assistance, 2,400 block, and the ace tanker and the higher caliber. So yeah, a decentish game for the Chisel. But yeah, we've got 1 more replay to come, so let's move on to replay number 2. Okay, so we made it to replay number 2, where we are on Ardene's encounter battle. There is 2 enemy artillery, 2 enemy fun police, and 2 enemy light tanks to contend with. And well, when we load into this game and we see this map, I can't say I was overly pleased because I don't enjoy this map. I think it's actually one of the worst maps in the game in the rotation. So I wasn't overly happy to play it, but that's what the cards we've been dealt with, so we're going to just try and see what we can do. Initially was going to push to sort of the B9 location, which is risky. You know, we do have a few tank destroyers behind which can cover us, but I'm at least going to go up there and try and spot and see what gets detected there. But I think as I'm making my way up here, it's already in the back of my mind that this might be a mistake and I might need to reposition and go somewhere else. But as I was making my advance, you know, I'm thinking, right, I do have some tanks to cover us. So if I can pull these tanks back into us, maybe they can get shot by our TDs behind us here. But they are actually 2 Centurions in a platoon, so we've got to be very, very careful. And I think I'm even considering at this point, maybe I just get out of it and go somewhere else. But our friendly heavy tank rolls up, and I don't really want to leave him, you know, by himself. It feels a bit mean because I was here with him. So I'm going to try and just at least just battle this out. You know, we do have tanks who can cover us behind us, but also we can't really push into the Centurions because they will have tanks, TDs, stealthy TDs covering them, as well as the enemy artillery. It's not a great battle, but our friendly heavy tank is going in, and now I think our heavy tank is just going to die here. It wasn't really a good poke. You know, you're pushing into 2 auto reloaders with tanks covering him, artillery. It's only really going to end one way. So I get 1 shot into the Centurion for 428, and now I need to just really get out of it. You know, if those Centurions push, they will get slapped by our 2 TDs covering. So I'm just going to try and just spot here because our friendly light tank's gone in for a little crazy run. So I might be able to get a shot into something like that enemy light tank, but it's got too close underneath that ridge. I'm getting detected. It's not going to end. I think if I stay here, it's only really going to end one way. So I'm just going to try and get out of there now and see if we can do something else. We are losing the game. It's 12 versus 15 at the moment. Hit points are still even though, but we just need to get out of there. Every Centurions try and push around us. It's just not going to be great. There was an enemy Sturm Tiger in front of us though, which again, this is not fantastic. And I kind of think I should have played the other way from the start. It wasn't really great. You see, I've done really nothing at this point, and I've put myself in a bad situation. And I'm probably thinking we're going to lose this because this enemy Sturm here is just going to hard aim this corner. And yeah, what am I going to do? I can't really poke this. I'm thinking I'm kind of stuck here because if I cross, the Sturm Tiger's going to slap us. But if I don't cross, I'm going to end up getting shot by these 2 Centurions in platoon, which will come behind us. So yeah, I'm kind of in a really awkward situation here, and I'm trying to think, what am I doing? I'm just going to dig in and just try and get as much damage as I can out of the situation. But I'm thinking, no, I kind of want to get across, but I can't, as I say, can't cross here unless I can bait this Sturm Tiger to fire and then kill the Sturm Tiger. Don't think it's going to happen, so I'm going to try and cross in front of the Sturm Tiger, but go in the riverbed so that he can only see my turret. And you know, hope that I get away with it. Thankfully, he doesn't pull the trigger. Obviously, he didn't have an easy shot at me, but he could have splashed me. But thankfully, he didn't. So now I'm going to try and get out of there. But immediately, the enemy fun police are trying to shoot me. I don't think they're going to have great shots at me at this town, to be honest. There might be certain angles they can squeeze one in. We kind of need to get a reset at some point here because it's looking like we're going to get capped out. So I'm going to try and do that. Otherwise, you know, we're just going to lose here. I do get the reset at least, and that gives us our second pen of the game, putting us under 1,000 damage. And it's now 9 versus 12, so it's not looking fantastic for us. But at least we've got that reset in. That's bought us a little bit of time. We do have tanks around the cap circle contesting it, so we're probably not going to get capped out straight away. I'm going to try and move around the map and see if we can find a different angle and try and get into this game. Because at the moment, if we die here, we're kind of really done, you know, we haven't really done anything, have we really? And we've not really been involved in this battle at all. So we're going to try and come around. You can see our friendly heavy tank is in the town. There's an enemy TD in front of him. Maybe I can try and help him with this enemy tank destroyer and pick up some damage that way. But it's now an 8 versus 11. We only have 31% hit points to the enemy's, 48, so it's not looking good. Enemy F3005 though fires, and thankfully, he's had the Hesh loaded and he doesn't pen us. It gets trapped in our spaced armour. I'm able to swap to my Hesh pen because we can easily pen the F3005 with the Hesh, which we have in this tank, and then we're able to pick up a more damage and confirm our kill, putting us on to just shy of 2,000 damage and 1 kill. in a 6 versus 9. There's at least 2 enemy tanks in the cap circle, and there's a couple of one-shots around this corner, which I'm going to see if we can try and finish off. But as that happens, an enemy Chisel comes around behind us. Now we need to try and kill the Chisel. I'm going to push and fight this Chisel because I do have the hit point advantage. Annoyingly, I bounce my shot. He bounces his though, which means we can just try and come around. We'll have to eat probably 1, but then we should be able to pick up the kill. So we do eat the shot. He damages our gun. We put him onto a 1-shot now. He might get 1 more into us if we can just try and wiggle and hope that he doesn't. We pick up the kill, confirming our 2nd kill of the game, putting us into 4 versus 6. Still very, very winnable here, but we're only on about 1,000 hit points. Enemy Fun Police is looking to shoot us, which is still 2 in the game. So I'm kind of thinking at this point I might just go and kill the Enemy Fun Police. Because it's the encounter battle, it's going to take quite a while to cap. I'm thinking, right, let's just go and kill these enemy artillery, because the enemy artillery, aka the Fun Police, is going to be a real pain if we're going to try and fight this game. I'm going to be getting shot by them, because I think it's the Soviet tier 10 artillery. It's got a very, very quick rate of fire, so it might make my life a little bit awkward. So I'm going to go around and try and deal with them. Now I probably should load the Hesh, because like I said, you do have decent penetration on your Hesh rounds here, so we can easily pick up more damage with our Hesh. So we're going to try and go around it. We're in a 3 versus 6. There's 2 enemy TDs, 1 enemy light. We know where 2 of the tanks are, so then we can have a pretty good guess where the artillery is. You know, one of them has actually got detected in A1. I'm guessing the other one's not too far away, probably C2. But we're in a 2 versus 6 now. But enemy team aren't capping, so I think my best bet is to kill the artillery. If we can kill those, it's going to put us into a 2 versus 4. We're going to stand, you know, still winnable. You know, 1 tank's in the cap circle. Like I say, with 1 tank in, it's like a 4-minute cap time. So not too concerned unless all the tanks come in. Now we do spot the enemy artillery, which we're able to pen there with the Hesh. Put him onto a 2-shot, put us onto about just shy of 3,000 damage. We squeeze another one in. Unfortunately, we don't pen though, but it does put him onto potential 1-shot with the Hesh rounds though, so hopefully we can try and finish him off. Want to try and come round, but then we spot this enemy F3005, but he's actually AFK, so that's good news for us. That actually puts us into really technically a 2 versus 3 now, because this tank's AFK, but I still need to kill him because he's going to keep us detected here, so we've got to get rid of this tank as fast as we can. We do, picking up our 3rd kill of the game, putting us on to just over 4,000. 3 tanks remaining. We have 1 tank with us, which is a friendly guerrilla. Now, the enemy TD which is left is the Sturm, which we saw earlier, who is on the 1-shot. We then got the enemy light wheelie boy, and then we got an E100. So I'm actually feeling fairly confident at this point, because none of those tanks on a big map like this are going to be, apart from the light tank, is going to be too difficult for me to deal with. Now, we do spot the enemy Sturm there, who is on a 1-shot to us, as you can see. So we can just load, we could load a Hesh and splash him, but we're probably not going to load that just in case we come across the enemy E100. We're going to want to be able to pen him. So we're going to try and come around and find this Sturm. As that comes around, we spot the light tank. This is good news for us because we can finish him off in 1 shell, and we do, and we get the 4th kill of the game, putting us on to just shy of 4,600 damage. And now I'm going to go, right, let's just kill the enemy Sturm, because if I kill the Sturm, I feel very confident of not losing to E100, just because he's so slow. He's going to have a very difficult time fighting me, because I'll be able to run, outspot him, and we've still got time, you know, on the clock. Still got just shy of 6 minutes, so we've got enough time. I'm going to come around and kill the Sturm, and just want to make sure I sneak up on the Sturm so he doesn't get like a lucky shot in with his and pen us with the heat round. So we've got to be a little bit careful with that. So we're going to come around and just try and finish him off. We do kill the Sturm, picking up our 5th kill of the game. Now it's just his enemy E100, and he's full sending our guerrilla, so he's not actually paying attention to us. And we've got easy farms here, as you can see. Now I could have swapped here to the Hesh, because I could actually put 1 into his engine here, and I would have penned him. I do swap to the Hesh here, but as I swap, he's now actually turning from me, so the Hesh isn't going to be great. I just opt to go back to my APCR round so we can deal with him. I suspect he's probably going to get shut down by our guerrilla, but I would really like to try and get the 6th kill if I can. I'm on 6,000 damage with 5 kills now. We're going to try and finish him off though. Looks like Griller's missed his shot. I'm going to put one through the drive wheel. And that's it. That brings us then to the replay. So no massive, completely huge games, but there's a lot of buff tanks to get through. So it's, we've got the one out in the Chisel. You can see 6 kills, 6,000 damage. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. As always, thanks for your amazing support and happy tanking.
Enemy in sight! Hadouken!